Hi everyone, my name is Dr. Lynn Carey and I'm here with you today to just talk about getting yourselves out of the matrix. It's time to take action and empower yourselves out of the matrix. When I came into this world, I was so depressed being shown what life was. School, I saw people working all the time, the jobs they hated, they still didn't have enough. Everything was a struggle, everything was hard. And I really wanted to know why I was brought into this world if life was so hard. Why would you bring somebody into this world if it's this way? And my body broke down because of it. That's why I got sick. The medical world made me caused a lot of my problems, continued to cause my problems with unnecessary surgery, and then I was sick all the time that they could never answer. And the first truth that I heard that made me realize I wasn't crazy, because I had questions to all these things, but I was always just hushed up. Nobody had an answer. Just the way life is. But when I heard that the power that made the body heals the body was the first sign of the matrix breaking for me. And when I was in chiropractic school, it taught me to honor the flow of the body. Your body's always healing itself, understanding what symptoms do. They're healthy. They're a healthy part of the body, of the way the body works, to bring yourself back into balance and to honor those processes, not to drug them up. When you drug them up, you make them worse. You're just putting poisons in the body that prolong everything. So understanding the energy flow of the body, understanding that I had the power to heal anything, made me not have faith in the medical profession anymore and made me have more faith in myself. And I knew that I got better doing things in a more natural way. And then when I was in school, as chiropractors, we kind of sold our souls to become a doctor and to get licensed. So we had to learn what the medical people do. And I had to pass 4 medical boards or chiropractic boards, whatever you want to call them. And we had to study medical terminology. And basically what they're doing is they're disempowering people with this medical terminology. They're gathering up all these symptoms that you're telling them that you have and putting them under a label and giving it a big name. And that disempowers people because now you have a fear. Now you don't know what they're talking about. Now they can tell you, that then they can prescribe drugs to match that label. When really, if you just understood your symptoms and why your energy is, maybe your body's just clearing something out. If it's chronic, then you have a chronic mental thought or emotional thought behind it, or chronic pattern. Or you're filling your body up with too many toxins, physically, emotionally, topically. There's different things. You have to understand the underlying cause, but giving you a label puts more fear and actually makes your body create more and more of it. Creates the image of the fear that you have when you get these big labels. So the medical jargon really disempowers people and gives the power over to the medical doctor. And we really don't need medical intervention except for crisis care. And if we were really living in alignment, we would not be living in crisis. Crisis, accidents, diseases, all these harsh things happen because it's the only thing that gets us to stop and slow down and analyze what we do. Otherwise, a lot of people won't stop and question. We have to hit a wall to stop and reevaluate our lives because we're on this spin. And that's the thing that I got into. As soon as I got into practice and I opened up my own because I wanted to practice on principle, I didn't want to do insurance. Insurance is so out of alignment with my life and my principles and how healing works. I could not be part of it. And when I opened up my practice, I realized nobody taught me about business and money. And business and money control everything we do. And a lot of people, especially it gets me frustrated with people who are healers, who are yogis, who are all these things. They don't want to talk about money because they don't think it's spiritual. But yet it controls everything we do, from everything we put into our mouth, to where we live, to how we spend our day. So why not understand the energy of that? And all this liberal jargonism, all these woke people, they think capitalism is bad because that's what the government tells you. Because they've manipulated us into giving them power. It's not capitalism. Capitalism is about free trade, free exchange of ideas, goods, and services. That's our natural state. They self-regulate. That's our natural way of being. We are here to be creative beings. Our creative selves are really through capitalism. Sacred commerce. When you really master that, that's a whole other book and topic. When you master that, it's actually a higher level of vibration than just being a healer. Because really a healer, you should just learn to heal yourself. You're not there to heal other people. Everybody should be learning to heal themselves. But they get stuck in that. And people don't want to take the time to learn about money because they think it's corrupt and evil. But it's not that. It's about understanding that energy flow so you have choices in your life. That breaks up so much. I believe it's the lack of money and lack of time and freedom to live your life the way you want is what causes the disease in your life. And I've read Rich Dad Poor Dad was the first book that broke me out of the matrix with money, just like chiropractic broke me out of the matrix of the medical world. Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, understanding that trading time for money is so limited, especially when your government is printing so much money that it devalues the dollar and the cost of living goes up. So you can never catch up, and that's where they want you, on that rat race spinning wheel, which makes you sick, disempowered, and not question anything. It makes you in zombie mode. But Rich Dad Poor Dad gets you out of the rat race and talks about creating assets and building wealth. That's so important to understand. I recommend that book. I recommend understanding basic economics. You know, when I wanted to invest my money, I didn't like going to just the broker because, listen to the name, they make you broker. When you don't understand, like there is, again, like the medical jargon makes it very confusing. When you're in Keynesian economics, which is what the government promotes, which is what the universities teach, which is what most financial advisors will advise you on, it's so confusing because they want your power. When you understand true economics, which is Austrian economics, it's very easy to understand. Economics in One Lesson by Henry Hazlitt. Highly recommend it. It changes your whole thinking about money flow. And right now, what's blowing my mind is The Fruits of Graft by Wayne Jett. That book talks about how the last 100 years or more, how the Federal Reserve has destroyed our lives. They keep printing money and making the cost of living go up. We can't build wealth because then they tax us to death, which taxation is not even in our Constitution. How the federal, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, how he did all the steps he took, created the Great Depression, and kept us in the Great Depression until we entered a war. And the wars were created by them. And it's just so disheartening to see that we put people in power, and it's called mercantilism, that we put people in power so that they can line their own pockets and take control of us and keep making their lives better while they disempowered and enslaved ours. And so people need to take action because we have to reprogram our brains. We have to understand real money flow, real economics, real healing. We're here to be healthy, happy, wealthy, wise, creative, expressive beings. We're here to create in freedom, growth, and joy. We have got to get rid of this evil government. It's too big. It's become this monstrous beast of people serving themselves, career politicians, people, they're allowed to do insider trading. The SEC was created by the government to support the elites. It's not to protect the people. They've actually hurt the people. It's all in this book. This book is, it's a big one. It's a lot to digest. That's why I've had other things before that I read that I think helped me, prepare me for this. But I just think like The Creature from Jekyll Island by G. Edward Griffin, Understanding the Federal Reserve, Economics in One Lesson, Rich Dad Poor Dad. If you understand those, you can read this without it, but it's just, you start reading these books because you will be shocked. You'll see the world a different way. But we get back to the Constitution. This is why I can never understand politics, because it's just like the medical world making health complicated. It's just like economics, the Keynesian economics making money complicated and investing complicated because the government is rigging it. The politics is rigged. When we get back to our Constitution, it's simple. When we get back to Austrian economics, it's simple. When you get back to real healing, it's simple. Truth is simple. We're empowered by the simplicity of what is truth. Anything that becomes too complicated, it's been overtaken and it has been corrupted. So we have to take action by reprogramming our brain. You have to start learning for yourself so that you can start understanding to make better, empowered choices for yourself, change your life in a different direction. Let's shift into this 5-dimensional consciousness, right? We are at a breaking point. And it's time to let all that get this evil, it's time for it to drop away. And it's time for us to live as the empowered beings we were here to be. So I'm just so passionate for people to understand this information. I think it's just so important. It will change your life. It will just open your eyes, change your life, and you have more choices. And you can be a better person and live your best life. So here's to reading, here's to audios, or however you like to learn information, videos if you can find it. I'm passionate about books. They've changed my life, they've empowered me. So you can never be controlled again. And that's how it's supposed to be. So I hope you're having a great day. Thanks for watching.